In one of my recent Tartarian Tales videos, I opened with this image of Rani Ki Vav in Patan in India. I believe it's in the Gujarat region, and it is situated 140 miles northwest of Ahmedabad. Patan is on the side of the river of the Sarasvati, and it's got an old medieval name of Anakalipapura. It's a famous city also for the Sahasralinga Talav, which is a reservoir adorned with 1,000 lingas of Shiva. So this place is amazing, and a lot of people were inquiring about what it was, so I had to track it down and figure it out, because they tell us that it's a well, and it's kind of like a well temple is what I pretty much gather, or so they say. Again, everything we're told has to be rethought no matter what it is, because who knows? It could be a giant tech, it could be an ancient underground city, it could be so much. If these two things exist so close to each other in this part, in areas that just look like nothing, then how many places do these exist? And if this was a common form of well, then how many of them are there? Because people need wells a lot. And I can see a lot of different kind of mechanisms as far as sacred geometry and patterns at play here that maybe work with the water to create a harmony and purify it, and also work with the people that are there to harmonize with it, because their religion and their everything and their belief system is completely in harmony with the art that's surrounding them. And all of these temples, again, I mean, they're like being dug out as excavation sites, so they are clearly way beyond their prime. How far, we really have no true idea. And they're always just worn down, colorless. They're just like clay. They look like just regular stone, marble-ish carvings of different materials that are just not adorned with any type of magic and wonder, and you know that they were, especially when you see how water and metals interact, and can interact when it comes to electricity, magnetic, everything, energy, so many different magics. There's no telling. Definitely check a look at those pages that I just showed you. But now for the pictures. I will probably read some of the parts that I came across in that book that are nice, but a lot of it's just plain informative and theorizing. Like they say, it is believed to have been constructed by Queen Udayamati, the consort of Bhimadeva I of Solanki dynasty, most likely in the late 11th century. Rani Ki Vav is sited beside the ancient fortification wall, ridges of which can still be seen running close to embankments of the Sahasralinga Talav, which is earlier known as Durlab Sarovar, that was later repaired and renovated under the command of the most illustrious Solanki king, Siddharaja Jayasimha. So this is, again, just one of those things that is almost impossible for us to grasp. Can we imagine all of these different deities for different things in a life, and what kind of life that inhibits? And a lot of the religions of today kind of look at a lot of these things as just pure mythology and nothing else, but to these people, absolutely not. Imagine taking a magic tea or mushroom-ish thing, or just being in a completely different world, a completely different thought mentality, in a place with holy, sacred, magical water, so your body is just pristine, and you are surrounded by this amazing architecture, these symbols, and everything is adorned in some form of magical metal or color that is just in harmony with everything. I mean, going to a regular museum where they have walls with just white walls and just random paintings can give you the chills for hours. Imagine this, sitting in the middle of this when it's in its prime, whatever it was. They say it's a well. That thing could go so deep. That could be just a method of making unbelievably incredible temples in the ground. It could be a city. There could be so much there. It is not even possible to just say it is a well and nothing else. Temple well is, I guess, leading a little closer to it, but even still, like, really? What is the effect that this has on the water? If, like, the art and the frequency and the vibration and the patterns, what could the possible effect be that would warrant creating so much effort, putting so much amazing, unbearably unique effort into a structure like this to simply purify the water? Really? There is an unbelievable gap in just the programming that we've all been induced with for generations, and the difference between what these cultures must have been experiencing on a day-to-day basis, again, when this was in its prime. Can you imagine the feelings of that? Like, even at like the most supposedly down-to-earth, nature-connected hippie festival where people are uniting and harmonizing in jams and stuff, like, does it even compare to what this place was like when it was in its prime? The music that must have been played here, absolutely phenomenal. The vibe, everything, the levels, what were all these levels? What were people doing here? How many people were using this area at once? Did the water just, fill it and like people drank from it? No. Did like, how deep does it go really? I'm not really exactly sure. I don't think any of these sources really explain, but if someone knows or has been there, please definitely share. But look at this. Wow. The circular pattern, everything is pristine. And is it carved? Was it molded? What was it? Is it bone? Was it grown? It's definitely something. I'm thinking maybe molded and then hardened and then covered with, it had to have been covered with incredible colors, incredible metals, incredible jewels, incredible powers, incredible energies, incredible everything. I wish we could see it in its prime. Maybe someday we'll come across lands beyond the poles that have these techs happening. Maybe they're hiding it from us still and they know about it, and it's our dawn of discovery is upon us. Let's hope. And was there a cap on this? How high did it go up? What kind of tech was on top? What kind of tech was coming out of those posts and connected to it? Was it covered, and what was it covered with to protect it? You probably maybe want to, I don't know. And really, how deep does it go? What is it? Is it a plug for, is it a drainage system for Earth? We've never really come across wells like this. There are some detailed wells kind of in England, I believe, and all over the world, but like this, this is truly unique, and there might be a ton of them all over the place in India. Who really knows? And everywhere. We really have no idea. We just gotta find out the purpose. And imagine coming across someone that knew and that was utilizing a system like this, and to see it with our own eyes now. Like, I don't even think Hollywood or any of these people could envision what it would feel like and the power that it would be for us, from our experience, to go into what this was. I hope we can bridge the gap. Imagination and pushing the boundaries of thought are key with an open mind. So let's do it. Keep pushing it. Bless you all. And just imagine it. Like, if that is a Jain temple, I'm not sure if it's just Hindu or Jain or what it is. It could be something totally we have no idea about. But either way, this is a Jain vision of the universe. And so imagine what it would be like to fully believe and know and maybe have facts in ancient texts that confirm that we live on something 6 billion miles wide, 6 billion miles high, with an underworld, an above world, rings, concentric rings of different land masses, so far beyond what we are told is our little confined prison that it really does seem probably like a prison by comparison, because look at these things, the substances that fill oceans of purity that we can't even fathom. A true central point in origin that is spectacular beyond possibility. And then imagine what's beyond that realm, what's outside those boundaries of space and everything else. We are taught something that is trash by comparison. Just imagine. Bless you all.